Lisa Robertson, welcome to the Celtic View podcast. We're talking 48 hours before the final game of the season. I'm guessing the most important game of the season because 3 points for Celtic and we get Champions League football next season. How are you feeling ahead of the game?
I'm actually really excited for the game, and so are all the girls. Like you say, it's probably the most important one because if you win, it means something and you get your reward for the hard work that everyone's put in for the whole season.
And I suppose, when you start the season, and it's been a real stop-start season for you and the rest of the team this season, but the target as you get to the end of the season, as you say, you've got something to play for. We're taking not only the chance of Champions League football down to the final day of the season, there's still always that prospect if results go our way elsewhere of actually finishing top of the table and winning the league.
Exactly, like you say, it's been very stop-start, so it's like credit to every single girl and all the staff as well, because we're still managed to put on performances even though it's been stop-start and be in a position that we can actually challenge the league and the Champions League spot to the very last day, which is massive.
And I think, I'm guessing it must have pleased you and the rest of the players. When we did start back, the first game we'd played Glasgow City, we lost that game. And I always get the feeling that some outside observers were almost saying, well, that's it, it's a two-horse race now. But I think you guys just put the heads down, just worked on what you were doing at training, and we've been on this incredible run of results that's taken us to the verge of something special.
Yeah, we've heard that quote quite a lot. It's a two-horse race, Celtic are out it, but that's for other people to say. But we know fine well if we put all our work onto a Sunday that we would keep ourselves in it, and we believed the whole way through that even though after that defeat that we could build momentum and we could really start pushing on. So yeah, we're glad that we're in this position, and then like I say, it's because every single player has thrived off the two-horse race, and obviously we wanted to prove a point now, isn't it, and that the league was still open.
And I suppose along the way, there's been some really impressive results. Obviously, the two derby wins against Rangers, also the draw against Glasgow City, which was a really tight game, and we really ran them close. And I suppose those are the games where you see just how much the team's come on and the confidence within the squad.
Yeah, definitely. Like the two Rangers games was massive, and that it shows the togetherness of the squad, like how we fought to get the win in each of the games. Like they're no easy games, and for everyone to stick together and fight right to the final whistle, because the goals have been let on in both of the goals, and that just shows the character of this team. And then obviously playing Glasgow City, we've been beat by them twice in the league, so we knew fine well that we had to get something for that game if we wanted to push on, and again we managed to do that. So we're all in a really good place, and we're really excited for the last game.
And do you think as well, I mentioned the fact that it's been that stop-start season, when you got the green light to come back to start training and then knowing that you were going to be able to complete the season, did you feel a difference yourself, but also amongst the squad, that you were just delighted to be back doing what you love best?
Definitely, like you say, everyone was buzzing because they're back doing what they love best. Everyone loves pulling on a Celtic top. So to hear that you're going back to work and you're going back to play for Celtic, I don't know what more motivation you need when there's girls obviously that weren't able to come back and play football, and we were. So obviously you've got to take that on board and thrive off it, and obviously it added extra momentum.
Was that a challenge then in that period of time where you couldn't get out and play football? Because obviously you're still having to keep fit, because at some point the game's going to come back and you want to be able to hit the ground running. Is that a challenge for you as a footballer?
Yeah, I think it was a challenging for everyone. I don't think it was just for footballers, but I think as a nation it was challenging. But obviously as a football player, you've got a huge responsibility to keep yourself fit, and not knowing when you're going back is difficult, because you obviously get running programs which were great. We've done Zoom calls together, which was kept everyone together, kept everyone going, kept everyone to some sort of level of fitness, and you're waiting on weekly, every 2 week announcements, and again you think, right, this week we hope to go back, and then you get yourself at a good point, and then there's an announcement and no, nothing, no going back, and there's no further update. There was an update with no update, so it's the unknown's obviously difficult, but the girls have all done really well, and it's actually shown how well that the girls did look after themselves in lockdown, because we're at the last game of the season and everyone's at a good level of fitness and mentally very strong. And
I think the squad that Fran's got, there's a nice balance between youth and experience. You're obviously one of the more experienced players. When you just look at some of the things that you've won in the game already, so you've been through that, what it takes to win in this game. Is that going to be important, I think, for the squad, or has it been important for the likes of yourself? I'm even thinking of, Kelly Clark, Chloe Craig as well, who have been about for a while, just to talk some of the younger players through it and what to expect in terms of nerves and the challenges they're going to face with so many games in such a short period of time.
Yeah, I think it's really important to have that experience in a squad and have some leadership in the squad, because the young players do look up to you and they listen to you, and you can tell, because on a Sunday they're listening to instructions and they're taking it on the park, and the younger ones are putting on a performance, and some of them don't even look like youngsters. Some of them have became their own player and they're playing their own game. So it's been great to have that mix, because you've got, like you say, you've got a balance of youngsters and then experienced players, and I think that's why collectively we've done so well.
In terms of your own season, how pleased have you been with your form this season for Celtic?
Yeah, I've been quite happy with my form, and obviously I've got the rewards throughout the season for it, but I just really want to focus on Sunday and what we do as a team as opposed to what you do as an individual.
Yeah, because I was only going to ask you that because obviously you've been called up to the Scotland squad for the two forthcoming friendlies against Wales and Northern Ireland, which again is great for the club to have somebody from Celtic representing Scotland, but obviously from yourself it's an acknowledgement of what you've done this season.
Yeah, it's a huge honour to be called up, and I'm absolutely buzzing, but obviously I know I've got to take care of Sunday and then obviously leave on Monday, but no, I'm absolutely chuffed, but I know that I've got a job to do for Celtic before I think about going away on the Monday.
Now, I think it was Caitlin Hayes that did the press conference yesterday, and I think people kept trying to ask her, what about the Champions League? What about the league? And she was very good at batting it away and just saying, look, we just have to focus on what we can do. We can't affect anything that happens elsewhere. We just have to prepare this week and focus on Motherwell. Even if we go into that game as favourites, we have to have the right attitude, which has taken us to this stage. I'm guessing that's been the message that you've all been given, but you're all giving each other as well.
Yeah, exactly. We can only control what's in our hands, and that is our game on Sunday. It doesn't matter what else is going on in the country. If we don't complete our job that we're in control of, then the other results don't matter. So we've got to take responsibility for our own performance and solo focus on that and nothing else.
So I suppose that's the thing, when we were talking earlier on, any football team, when they're challenging for cups, or they're challenging particularly for leagues, they just want to have everything in their own hands. So for us to go into this final game knowing that what victory will bring us, something unprecedented for Celtic, that is such an important thing. But that shows you how much the team's come on this season.
Exactly, to go into a final game of the season, which is stop, start, with a league that's very competitive compared to previous years, it just shows how far this team has come on. So, like we've said, we just need to look after ourselves on Sunday, because it doesn't matter if what happens elsewhere, because if we don't do our job, that means nothing. It would be good if we finish the season and we do have a Champions League place to go into next season.
Yeah, because I suppose that's the thing, you have to give each opponent the respect they deserve, which I think you guys always do, because Motherwell, I'm sure their motivation will be, to try and beat Celtic, so we need to watch against that.
Yeah, definitely. Motherwell are going to want to finish the season as well as possible, just like we do. We never ever underestimate any team, because we're in such a competitive league that anything can happen. If you look at the results over the course of the season, you would think, oh, they would win, and then come the end of the games, that's not been the case, which is great for the league. So no, we have to be very respectful of our opponents who have strengths just as well as we have strengths. So we need to take care of our job and make sure that it's us that finish the season strongly as possible.
You mentioned already maybe the more interest and the higher profile for the game up here, the women's game. The fact that it has been a really tight league, it has been that 3-horse race that's going right down to the wire. You can see it from the way the fans have really engaged with the team. That must be encouraging as well, not only for this season, but for the seasons ahead, as you want to get more fans engaged and kind of showcase what you guys can do.
Yeah, definitely. It's obviously been hard on the fans not being able to be there, but you can tell with the support with the media and the Twitter and everything else, everyone's taking a right interest, and you do feel that you do have the backing of the fans, and maybe that's not been felt before, but certainly this year it's been massive for us, knowing that obviously everyone is right behind us, and we do feel that.
Because again, after last weekend's victory over Forfar, and it put us in this really strong position going into the weekend. As you said, on social media, you can kind of feel it amongst the fans that there's a real level of excitement, and I think a lot of people will be tuning in on Sunday, really willing the team on to success.
Yeah, it is. It's exciting as a player, so I can only imagine what it is for a fan. And obviously they've supported the club for so long, and now for us to be in this position where they can help us push on and achieve things.
And as mentioned, obviously you've achieved quite a lot in the game already, but I'm guessing each season it's a new challenge for you. So again, this would be another great achievement in your career, whatever happens on Sunday.
Yeah, definitely. You never obviously want to rest on your laurel. So each year you look to achieve things, and that's the reason why I came to Celtic, because I want to achieve things and I believe that this club can. So that's why I'm here, to make sure that I continue achieving things throughout my career.
And I'm guessing, obviously, you've got another couple of training sessions. I'm guessing the mood in the camp is quite buoyant, confident, but you mentioned already not complacent and really focused on what you have to do for the 90 minutes on Sunday.
Yeah, the girls are very level-headed. Like, they know fine well that we can't get carried away and that we need to focus on every single session, because each session means something. If you don't prepare properly in that session leading up to Sunday, it'll be found out. So yeah, everyone obviously is really excited, but at the same time, everyone's very focused and they know that there's a massive job to do before that we can switch off or get carried away.
Well, Lisa, I know everybody at the club, and I think every Celtic fan has got their fingers crossed. I'm sure plenty of them will be tuning in to see the team and support the team on Sunday. And we wish you the very best of luck for Sunday and what has been up to date, a really memorable season.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you. And obviously thanks for all your support throughout all the season and keeping everyone in the loop, because we really appreciate it when we do feel it.